Hello everybody and welcome to Chatmate. My name is Niels and today I'm going to present you the 10th episode of the Paul Morphy series on this channel. Yeah, in this game, Morphy plays against again James McConnell, the good friend of the Morphy family back then in New Orleans. And yeah, this game was played in 1850, so Paul Morphy is just at the age of 13 years old. So it's really remarkable just to see such a young form of Paul Morphy and such a young greatness of Paul Morphy displayed in one of his games. And this is one of these games. And yeah, let's just see how Morphy dismantled James McConnell in just 40 moves. No, excuse me, 70 moves. This is how long the game lasted, just a little spoiler in advance. So let's just dive into the game. So McConnell starts off with the move e4. We have e6, d4, and d5. So the French defense is on the board. We have e5. McConnell goes for the advanced variation. And we have c5. So pretty standard. Black goes to attack the white center just indirectly, just by attacking it from its core, from its root. This is sort of a root pawn, and it defends and stabilizes e5. So if this pawn should fall, white has some positional problems in the end. So yeah, white just defends with c3. So this pawn is now nicely defended. We have knight c6, and now white goes for f4. And f4 is a bit unusual in this position. There are some lines in the French defense that I know of where f4 is okay. I think it's in the classical variation or the normal variation, as chess.com calls it. And I know in this line you can go for f4 right now, I think. And then the game continues like c5, knight f3, knight c6, and then bishop e3. And the difference is between this position and the previous position is that white has sufficient defense of this d4 pawn. So black could increase the tension, for example, with queen b6, but it's not that dangerous because now the bishop is defending, the queen is defending, the knight is defending. This pawn is really good. But in this position, this is the original position. You can see that black is already attacking d4 twice, and white is defending only once. Of course, knight c3 is possible, but black could get some counterplay. And moving yet another pawn in the opening, in this particular case, is a bit dangerous for white because it just doesn't develop a piece, it just doesn't get the king into safety, so overall a bit unusual. But the computer already just thinks that this is not a good move. So yeah, and Morphy just shows why. So Morphy goes for queen b6, just increasing the pressure on this pawn. As you can see now, it's attacked 3 times. So white goes to defend it with knight f3. And we have bishop d7. Black just usually develops. And we have the move a3. And a3 I do not really understand. I mean, he moved a lot of pawns in this opening. He only developed this knight. This is not a good opening. Meanwhile, black has 3 pieces in the game which are coordinated to attack this d4 pawn, and I think a3 is just too slow. I mean, you cannot play this against Morphy or any other strong player nowadays. So it's really not that great of a move. Morphy goes for knight h6. And this move is just great. I mean, this guy is 13 years old and he goes for such a nice positional move. The idea is that this knight wants to go to f5, where it just completely destroys the white position by just pressuring that d4 pawn once more. And this is just too much pressure for white. White cannot handle this. Yeah, also if white takes here, you can just develop the bishop, for example, or get some more play, and this is not good. In many variations, black can maybe also go for f6 himself, or just attack this f4 pawn, and white will have a lot of problems in the center. So white just now shows what his intentions with a3 were. White just goes for b4, attacking the c5 pawn. And this move is not really great because now black just releases the tension in the center. Morphy goes for c takes d4. we have c takes d4, and now rook c8. So now you can see that this whole maneuvering of a3 and b4 wasn't really effective. I mean, none of these pieces are activated, which is a real shame if you're playing white in this position. This knight is okay. I mean, I could also color him green, but the rest of the party is not joining the game. So just in case, black has a lot of development, and if black is able to open the center rapidly or get some initiative, white will have a lot of problems. And we will see this. So after rook c8, white just went for bishop b2, so developing the bishop. But the bishop is a bit unstable here, as you will see in the following sequence. Morphy just increases the pressure on d4. I mean, this pawn is still a big positional weakness in the white structure, because it's now attacked again 3 times. It's of course sufficiently defended right now through bishop, knight and queen, but you have to constantly keep an eye on this pawn. If this pawn falls, the whole white position just falls. And this is why the computer really thinks that this position is already better for black. Also because of this weak king. I mean, the black king also hasn't castled, but it's much, much harder to get to, even if some pawn like f4, for example, has been moved and the queen has a good entry to the white king, as you will see. So after knight f5, white went for queen d3, and yeah, I don't really understand this move, because I think his idea was just to sidestep this knight e3 idea, for example, hitting bishop and queen. I'm not sure. Maybe it was also the plan to maybe go for some longside castling, but I don't really think that this is a good idea in this position, and I think McConnell didn't want to go for this. But I'm not really sure what this move does. A better move, for example, would have been just to play queen d2, because queen d2 is a bit different than queen d3, but we will see why. Because after queen d3, Morphy just played another Morphy move, and you can try to find this move yourself, and I will give you a couple of seconds. You can also try to pause the video if you'd like to, because the move that Morphy played is just such a great move. Again, bishop takes b4 with check. Boom. Boom goes the dynamite. And after this move, the position is completely lost for white. It seems a bit weird, but let's see what happened. We have a takes b4, white just accepts the bishop. Now we have knight takes b4 with an attack on the queen. And what can white do? White played the best move, which is queen d2. You see, the queen belonged on d2 three turns ago, I guess. Yeah, 3 turns ago. But now it's just too late to get to d3, to d2. Because now the knight has this square on c2 under control, and Morphy just goes for it, rook c2. And now you can see it's a fork between both the bishop and the queen. So queen and bishop are attacked simultaneously. You can attack the rook because then I take your queen. This is of course not playable. You even lose the rook in the end, so this is completely lost for white. So white does the best thing that he can still do, and he goes for queen d1. Now black could technically go for this bishop. This is also probably winning for black, but Morphy instead went for just knight e3, and after this move, white resigned. Because, why do we resign here? First, your queen is trapped. This is the most important part. The queen has no squares to go to, and you will lose the queen either way. So, you can also try to go to e2, but still, I just take it. So you don't have any moves with the queen. This is the first problem. Queen is attacked and it's trapped. Second, the bishop on b2 is still hanging. So we shouldn't forget about this bishop. If black just takes the bishop, white has no compensation for it. And the third, this king is just wide open. I mean, you cannot play this position. I will show you the best continuation that Stockfish finds. Every other continuation that you might find or will see is probably worse than this. So this is what I'm showing you is the best continuation that white has in this position. It's really the best, and you cannot find anything that is better. at least with a standard engine. Maybe some Grandmaster has a better engine and he can maybe find a slightly better continuation, but this is really the best that white can do. After knight e3, the best way that white could have continued is queen d2, attacking this knight. Of course, black can just take the queen, but Stockfish is just so ruthless and just takes this bishop. It's completely mind-blowing, because after queen takes e3, you just have knight c2 with check, and now you have a problem. After king f2, black has a lot of potential in this position, a lot of ways to win this game. I mean, you can just take the queen, but on the other hand, you can probably just even take the rook, because this attack on the queen comes with an discovered check. So you don't even have to give up your knight for it. This is what Stockfish wants. I mean, you can also just take the queen like a normal person and play this position completely winning. You can just probably as well maybe take this this knight, and yeah, there is no point in playing this. I mean, bishop b5 is coming, you can castle, bring your rook into the game, and after that it's completely game over for white. And yeah, after knight e3, again, James McConnell resigned this game just after 90 moves. And yeah, it was a great game. I really liked this game. And if you like this game as well, you can subscribe to this channel, because I'm posting more content on Paul Morphy on this channel, in this series. And you can leave a like, a follow, and yeah, you can comment as well. I also recently started streaming, and you can join my Twitch stream as well. I stream usually on Thursdays and Tuesdays, also on the weekend if I have some time. And yeah, maybe I will see you there. So thank you a lot for your attention and for enjoying this video, and I will see you in the next one. See you.